A different start to the week this week. We're a bank holiday Sunday, so God knows how this is going to end. We could just end up drinking and talking for hours because we haven't got to worry about work tomorrow. And on that note, cue the music. So here we are, Bank Holiday Sunday. The sun was shining right up until the bank holiday, and now it's given up, as is always the way with a bank holiday.
Today we are drinking Ghost Ship by Adnams.
Yeah, we've got a 500ml bottle. Been asked to tell people what we've got, and it's available from your supermarkets.
Most supermarkets.
And obviously bottle shops, if you want to go and try a bottle shop.
Let's try it. Well, so it doesn't change.
No,
I've drunk my own body weight in this more than once, and anybody who knows me, know that's a prodigious amount. So it's an old favourite. It's brewed not far from me, where I'm living, so just up the coast in Southwold.
Yep,
in Suffolk. Been to the brewery a couple of times.
Okay.
Or more.
Talk about that in a bit.
Yeah, nice little brewery. Not so much travel around it, but been to it and then into the pub, which is just across the road or round the corner.
Pop into a pub? Never.
No, I popped into a few yesterday, and that's why I'm feeling a little bit pants today.
What's the bank holiday for?
Yes, exactly. Ghost Ship. Yes.
Ghost Ship, 4.5%?
4.5%. That's the original Ghost Ship. There are two others.
Okay.
There is Ghost Ship 0.5, so low, no alcohol beer.
Yep.
Which is excellent, actually. It's for non-alcoholic beer, it's probably one of the better ones. And they do a double Ghost Ship IPA, which is 5.2%. That I've only seen on rare occasions, but it is out there.
Okay, so we've got 4.5%. Let's say 500ml bottle, brewed by Adnams over in Southwold. We'll go into the brewery in a little bit. What hops do we have in this bad boy?
So they are a little cagey. So it's a blend of Citra and other American hop varieties.
Oh,
but
they're keeping it secret from us.
Yeah, but it gives you citrus, lemon and lime, elderflower. They say elderflower, but I'm not 100% sure. And the end is quite hoppy. So it's kind of like a entry beer to IPAs if you were a bitter drinker. So it's more like a bitter than it is what you would consider the kind of the West Coast IPAs or any of the others. But still a good beer.
You certainly get that citrus when you first drink it, and you take that in. I'll let you have a sip while I whiffle away. And I guess it's from the malt. You kind of get like a biscuit aftertaste, almost like a digestive taste to it. And it's a sort of dry ale finish that sort of, you immediately know you're not drinking lager, right? Because it's got that full-bodied flavour that hits you.
Yeah. What were they? They just used a pale malt, rye crystal, and the Cara malt.
Okay. We haven't really, but it was only when we spoke about the Black Sheep Milk Stout last week when we talked about malt being something that can really generate flavour to it as well. So I guess with some of these, we need to dive a little deeper into the malts when they're the hops,
especially when they're being cagey about their hops.
Secret Southwold.
No, secret Southwold. Which is something completely different, but we won't go there.
It's a website we're not recommending you tune into.
We will not, no, please don't. God, no, please no. So this originally was a one-off. So it was originally done for Halloween a number of years ago, but realised that they got so much great feedback from it that they thought, let's give it a go. And it's now one of their staples, probably one of the biggest selling. The non-alcoholic one is the biggest selling non-alcoholic beer in the country at the minute.
Really? What, bigger than some of the lagery ones? Or are you talking about ales rather than lagers? Okay.
No, number one. Low and no in pubs. and bars.
We leave you as the expert of beer tasting 123, although we also, having stolen your 123, now have our own Instagram channel for Beer Together, cunningly named Beer Together 123.
123.
And just trying to build that community where you can come along, comment, join in. I know we've had a couple of people suggest beers and give us some feedback, and we love to hear it. We absolutely love to hear the feedback. We want you to be part of our community that we're growing. So once you've liked, subscribed, downloaded, whatever you have to do with the podcast, please crack on and do the same with Instagram, especially Matt's Beer Tasting 123. And some fantastically funny clips have been appearing on there, and his beautiful wife is now starting to make guest star appearances, which is
voice actress. She's doing the voice actressing. Yeah, she's the one that came out this morning was I quite enjoyed, but
absolutely, and we're incredibly grateful to everyone who does take the time to listen to us and subscribe, and for some of we've been going 5 long weeks. We won't let it go to our head. We will still be the 2 affable, grumpy old men that do this podcast on a weekly basis.
Affable. Very few people have called me affable. Mostly grumpy,
but we'll leave that. We'll go back to Ghost Ship. But thank you very much for everyone for listening. Please make sure you subscribe and click on all our links to make sure that we can carry on getting your feedback. Ghost Ship. Right, the only thing I know about Ghost Ship is I believe it came from a story about a ghost event around there in Southwold, Suffolk. Loads of ghost stories, right? Every single house has got a ghost living in it with a story going on, and you live in near there. Probably got one by you at the moment.
I believe so. The local legends. It's seafaring folk.
Yeah.
Who there's always legends whether you go down to Cornwall, whether you go up to Scotland, Ireland or Wales. There's always tales of smugglers or smuggling or whatever it may be around the coasts.
Or wasn't there one in from sort of 1577 about a black dog called the Black Shuck who ran through a church killing people, then mysteriously vanished?
I haven't got a clue. I wouldn't know, and I hesitate to ever mention it again.
So as far as I can see, you've got ghost ships offshore, ghost ships offshore, and demon dogs in churches, and we're just sat here having a pint. We'll
stay in the pub. We'll leave it all to them, if that's what they want to do. Just outside Colchester, there's Mersey Island. They have their own ghosts. They've got their own kind of folklore to do with the marsh and the area. So it's rife. You don't get it so much in towns. You get it out in where there's little else to do but make up stories.
Make up stories about ghost ships.
Yeah, or anything that's around. Black dogs, possibly. We're not sure. But
I've totally thrown him by coming up with a black dog story.
You have actually completely blown my mind. Yeah. Where do I go from here? Where do we go?
I don't know. Well, we'll carry on talking about ghost ships and seasonal and the fact it is on the coast. So I guess
I must admit, when I sold this, when I worked in some of the pubs I worked in, ghost ship was nothing to be seen. It was Broadside, or it was their main, or Southwold, the Southwold bit. But one of my colleagues or one of my barmen putting the wrong beer on, and a group of businessmen who used to drink every lunchtime absolutely battered when they were drinking Broadside.
Yes, we told the story already.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is a beer that we'll talk about temperature being important, and not every bitter should be cold, but this one cold is light enough for warm weather, I guess. I mean, if you sat on the Southwold coast watching ghost ships go past while avoiding dogs killing everyone in churches, it's got enough flavour to it for ale. Yeah. I mean, food-wise, we talk about food each week, so we should probably jump into that at some point. But food-wise, fish and chips, banging with this. The citrus. That's cool. I'll use that again. Citrus is absolutely built for the sort of fish and chips, that lemony limey flavour that goes with it. But it's got enough punch that you're not going to be upsetting people who like the Broadsides, who like the 6Xs, who like the other beers that sit in this category.
So I think it's that gateway between people who like bitter and people that then start drinking the newer craft ales, the IPAs, the NEPAs, all the hazy beers. It's one that can sit quite well in both camps, really.
Yeah, it's not one of those ones where you'd find all the trendies Trendy's drinking it, but certainly if you had an absolute fish and chips by the sea beer, you sat on the harbour drinking it, not in a romantic, misty focus, beardy, weirdy, with your lover skipping up towards you, not that kind of way, but sat on a park bench having a beer and fish and chips, it's absolutely perfect. Other food, I guess, if you could take that citrus stuff, we always end up going with spicy stuff with some of these ales, but this one would work.
Beer does go well with a spot with spicy food and pizza. Anything slightly oily.
Yeah.
Not saying that pizzas are always oily, but but oily.
Keeping that food on the go.
Because the bitterness then lets the sweetness out with the oil, kind of tempers the bitterness and lets the fruit come through.
So you're talking. Let's stick with that park bench scenario. You've got a can of Ghost Ship or a bottle of Ghost Ship, as we've got here, and a sausage roll.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Lunchtime before you go back to work.
Yeah, maybe not. We've talked about that before.
Yeah.
And I guess Adnams holds some fairly fond memories for you because you live around that neck of the woods as well. But I've got some very fond memories of association with it and times out with you. Having a beer or two when most needed, and Adnams was the solace that we went to.
Yeah,
which is
because it's going to be one of those ones that is usually pretty good. Unlike the Southwold, which I always found not hard to keep, but you kind of walk past it with big shoes on and it would go off, or it felt like that.
Yeah.
Whereas this stuff is, by the looks of it, quite an easy beer to keep, I would think. So I trust it. So when I go in somewhere, I'll drink it.
I was going to say, we talk about, we go in and I think we said with neck oil, we'd go in and see neck oil, then we think, I'll have that, and while I work out whether the place smells or whatever. Actually, you go into a place with goat sheep. Goat sheep? Goat sheep? What's goat sheep? Go in a place with, it is only 4.5%, right? You go in a place with Ghost Ship and you kind of think, okay, they've got ale, so it's not coming from a pre-gassed keg. They've got to have looked after it. It's like a proper pub ale, but it's kind of trying to wear. I guess it's dressing up as a craft ale while being a proper pub ale, if you know what I mean.
Yes, yeah, you're right. It is. It's a pub ale in disguise.
It's a pub ale in disguise
with a cape and a moustache on.
And maybe one of those glasses with a funny nose. It's not trying to batter you with huge hops like a big IPA would do. But it's also not. We talked about Bass and how it's making a comeback. I wouldn't call Bass this, but there are a few beers out there that sort of plain old school brown pint that occasionally gets ahead because you've got a sparkler on it and you've wanged the pump backwards and forwards as fast as possible to make it look like it's alive. It's not one of those. In a way, it feels like traditional brewing with a modern twist.
Yeah. I think that Adnams has been going around for years. I mean, as a
1872,
brewery,
right?
Well,
that's what it says on the bottle.
That's when Adnams was. That's when Adnams came out. But
I'm not being smart like I've done research. It says it on the bottle.
Originally on that site, I know you weren't. Oh yeah. But Adnams Brewery set up. The brothers bought an existing brewery, and there's been a brewery on that site since 1342. So it has, yeah. It was the Soul Bay Brewery originally, and that was run by a woman, I believe, or that's where the documents say.
Right.
And then in 1872, it was bought by George and Ernest Adnams. And the company was incorporated in 1890. Oh. And it's been independent ever since. So it's an independent brewery. Putting out about 85,000 barrels a year.
Right.
Brews. Cask ale, bottled beers, cans. Another small fact on this is the yeast. The mixed culture yeast used by Adnams was sourced from a brewery in Norwich in 1942. And they still use it, and that gives it the character of the beer today. They've got kind of really green credentials as well with it's eco-conscious brewing.
Easy for you to say, my friend.
Well, the next words are even harder. Anaerobic digest. They've built the energy efficiency using an anaerobic digester, and they built their distribution centre in just outside Southwold was built on green principles. Got green roof. It's recycles its water.
Wow!
So they won a lot of awards for that kind of thing.
That's fantastic. I mean, we that's something we don't think about, the amount of byproduct as well. What goes on with all the remnants and not flushing it into the river systems and the rest of it here on the news at the moment, but. To the Ghost Ship Pale Ale, we sort of finished on the food. We mentioned curry and spices and pizza and things that cut through it. And pocket sausage roll. What's the
pocket sausage roll?
Pocket meat. No,
pocket meat.
We're not having pocket meat.
Pocket meat.
It's actually one of those that would go better with Asian food and pizza than some of the other stuff we've had. Some of those hazy IPAs and things would probably be a little bit more. Battling rather than complimenting, I think is the word you used a while back when we were talking about some of the other things. It's one of those, isn't it? It's not the most exciting beer in the world. The bottle isn't the most exciting bottle in the world. It's not the cheapest beer in the world. It's there. It's
certainly
not the trendiest beer in the world. But to your point, it's the one you walk into a pub and go, okay, on Real Ale, you've got that. Yeah. I haven't tried Rudolph's Tickler or Betty's.
How bizarre. What a very bizarre name for a beer. Let's not go there. Let's really not go there.
But I've tried Ghost Ship, so I know it's safe.
Well, actually, yesterday I went out for a beer with my wonderful wife. So we went out for a couple of beers in the afternoon. And we went to Tolerant Patient, saintly. So we ended up in a pub in Colchester called Hospital Arms, which you will know from visiting me when I was in hospital 15 years ago now.
15 years ago,
And I was in there and I had a pint of this Ghost Ship. That was the first beer that I had in there yesterday. And then it went on to others. But yeah, it was... it's a beer that you can just walk in and you go, actually, I haven't been into this particular pub for years, so I'll give it I'll have something that I know is going to be all right.
Yeah, I remember that. 15 years ago when visiting Matt wasn't very well in hospital, it sort of said, look, he's going stir crazy being stuck in here, nurse. Is there anything I can do? Can I just take him out? And they went, yeah, you can take him for a little walk. I'm sure that'll be fine, but it'll need to be back in an hour and a half. 2 hours later, a couple of pints at the Hospital Arms across the road. You're in much finer
right across the road. I was in a better place. Yeah.
The nurse complimented on how the fresh air must have helped.
Yeah. 2 hours. 2 hours in the back of the pub. That was cool. They
let you put trousers on rather than to walk around in those backless gowns, because that would have been
that wasn't going to help. That wasn't going to help, was it? Yeah, they weren't so friendly when I shaved my own head and they let me go out and there were tufts sticking out the back of my head, looked like a madman.
Yeah.
They thought it was funny.
It's also one of those beers that's quite easy to handle as a publican, right? We've had real ales that come across where you've tapped it and the thing explodes no matter how long you've let it sit for, and then you're pulling it through and it's just so difficult to look after some beers. But it's one of those where it's decent. You can be a little bit more tolerant of how you handle it in the cellar.
Yeah, you're not going to throw it about the place, but
no.
Yeah, bumping into it isn't going to do so much damage to it, I don't think.
And I guess that's why you start to see it in more and more places, because it's harder to train to retain your team. Labour costs are higher at the moment, as everyone knows. Therefore, you're cutting back a little bit. So you're relying on someone who can expedite these real ales pretty quickly and change a barrel without them to sit there for an hour going, oh God, I'm covered in beer and the tap's not gone in and the spile's shot out.
Well, you put the wrong spile in, and someone starts pulling a pint and takes their arm off.
All of those things.
Done that as
Ghost Ship.
We've all made those mistakes.
Did you get the arm back on? Just a quick question.
Yeah, it was. You do the hand pull, and then suddenly it starts to tighten up, and you're like, oh no. Because it's the non-porous spile that's in it, and it's just then being sucked into the thing. You
pulling it in tighter and tighter,
pull out with a pair of pliers,
pinging the spine across the cellar, so there's great in the air, and then it's beer.
It's not good. Never good at all.
I guess because it is one of those that doesn't cause problems if you look after it a little bit, doesn't cause complaints, is why it's growing and growing and growing. And you're seeing it more than what it used to be. And it was literally only Colchester, Essex, Suffolk that you'd see it. But now pubs in London, you see it down south, you see it. It's 4.5% as well. It sits fairly safely in that session bucket, right? I mean, I know we tend to like to hover around 3.94%, otherwise we fall over. It's a decent beer.
That's the point. Where it sits in the rankings of beers of all time, then it probably doesn't rank particularly high in that way. But it's
really
decent beer. I like it because I don't know. It just doesn't. It's not one that I would go. It's one that I'll drink, but not one that I would go out of my way for. There's not a pub that I go to and go, do you know what? I'm going there because of that beer.
Gotcha. And I guess, and we have got some interesting beers coming up. A couple of them I'm looking at and dreading. But if people are going to recommend them...
To do with a member of your family, for a start. I got a phone call from him yesterday going, I've found this other beer. He looked so pleased with himself, and I've looked at the can and gone, oh no, that looks awful.
Stay tuned, I'll be picking it up next week. But if you've got any ideas, as I say, please go on to either Matt's fantastic Instagram or TikTok. I said it, never mind. Beer tasting 123.
We're going to have a word about TikTok in a minute.
Okay,
later.
Well, I'm going to be polite about it now. Or our own Instagram channel, which is Beer Together 123. We've got a show page as well. If you want to click on that and leave some comments on there, that'd be amazing. Because we want to build this community. That's what we've talked about it several times before, and then Matt and I were talking after a show. After a show, that makes it sound more poncy than it is. After we recorded one of these sessions, we had a few beers off microphone. That's what I meant to say. And we sat and said, we talk about a community. We need to make sure we've opened up the channels for you guys to be involved, whether you're one of our several listeners over in the US of A or our lovely follower in Lithuania.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's because after a few beers we sound like we're speaking Lithuanian.
We could be. I know that. I know the last one we did. I don't know if it was Lithuanian, but it was certainly bollocks.
You can't say that. That means I've now got to click the explicit button for this podcast.
Why? That's not a swear word,
isn't it?
Not really.
It's
not the big one. It's not one of the big ones, is it?
So
really?
Apparently,
it's child friendly.
We can do a poll for these podcasts. So is our first ever poll going to be, is bollocks a swear word? Yes or no?
Oh, we've said it twice now. See, now it's become really it's never
really
good.
Explicit.
Really
bollocks. There we go. Anyway, we've still got... I don't know how I'm going to edit any of that out, so I might have to stay in. We've still got Choose Your Fighter to go through, so we skipped it. You said in abeyance last week we wouldn't.
We put it in abeyance because there was no way.
Well, you're going to compare neck
a milk stout or the milk stout with anything.
So we have three categories that we talk about when we're doing Choose Our Fighter that we decided that a bit more arbitrary than our previous way, which is flavour, drinkability, and then occasion, i.e. occasionality. Would you be able to have this throughout the week, or makes us sound like raving alcoholics? It's a bank holiday Sunday. Of course we're raving alcoholics today. No one's got work tomorrow.
Yes.
So let's start off on flavour. We're going up against neck oil.
I think it's got more. I think it's got a deeper flavour than neck oil. Neck oil's appeal is that it's easy to drink. This is easy to drink, but it's still got a little bit more. I think it's got more body as well.
I think it's got. We talked about the biscuit, or I talked about biscuit malt, biscuity malty flavour earlier. Neck oil. Once you've drunk it, you're done.
Yeah, you forget.
Even with your Vic Secret, I'll get the name right today. This one, the biscuit malt, really lasts. I mean, I had a sip a while ago, and I'm still getting that malty finish as well as coming through. So I'm with you. I think actually flavour wise, if neck oil was a 7.5, this is probably an 8.
Yeah, I agree.
So
which then affects the drinkability
to Ghost Ship.
Which then affects the drinkability because of that deeper flavour. I couldn't drink this.
We've done that, right? We've got to the Hospital Arms or other pubs around you. We go and have we start off on the Ghost Ship because it's safe, and then we kind of go. Two of them.
Too much in the end.
Yeah.
Too much. Yeah, it's too much in the end. That's how I feel. But so drinkability's probably it loses out to neck oil and drinkability.
It's a pub quiz ale as opposed to a catching up with your mates ale. So you'd have a couple of these while doing a pub quiz because there's other things to stop you drinking them quickly. Yeah. If you know where I'm going with this. Whereas with sat me and you in a pub, we've accidentally drunk.
It's an hour. It's an hour, if that.
I actually drunk a pint by the time you remember my name.
It's 40 minutes. It's 2 pints, 40 minutes. It's gone. That's it. You've done the bit.
Yeah, so I'm with you there. I think drinkability, it's great for a slow evening and for a not a roast dinner because it's not got the capacity to cope with the roast dinner. No. It's too all over the place.
I also think that it needs to be drunk reasonably cold. You don't want to take too long over the beer. This needs to go in half an hour.
Yeah, which is handy because that's how long our
podcast
up
and about. It's coming up to about that now, isn't it?
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah, and I'm not far off the bottom of it, but yeah, I think it needs to go in half an hour without that pint. So you've got maybe an hour's worth of drinking in with these 2 pints.
I think
with 2
right.
pints that you can cope with.
So we're going to go with neck oil for drinkability. So it's one
neck
round
drinkability.
Each. The deciding round, I guess, is we called it occasionality, and we haven't quite worked out how to phrase this properly. But it's are you limited to when you drink it? And don't say yes, you can't drink it while the pubs aren't open because
on a pogo stick.
Yeah, on a pogo stick. It's about we talked about Metroland, Two Tribes, and the fact that's an earlier afternoon drink. It's to get you ready for the evening, and that maybe Hazy Jane's a bit later. I think you said you started at 6 o'clock rather than 5 o'clock, but Neck Oil you start at 3 o'clock. Is this
11?
11. I've got a fly flying around. It's really annoying me. I'm not just waving at you, by the way.
That's good. At least it isn't a bloke on a go-kart.
On a go-kart. I've got the blind down. I can't see, just in case he comes back. Occasion-wise, is this? Where do you think it sits?
Again, it's that drinkability. I could, lunchtime pint, a couple of these, be happy. Before you go back for lunch or whatever it may be. I suppose the not typical, it's not the right word. The way of everyone thinks about going out for a lunchtime beer on a Sunday. So while the meat's roasting or the dinner's cooking or whatever it may be, nip down the pub, couple of pints, go back, eat dinner. It's that falls out where you're the one cooking it because you can't get to nip out to the pub.
No.
But if let's say someone else is cooking it for you, whomever that may be, then a couple of pints, that would be perfect on a Sunday afternoon. Sunday lunchtime, couple of pints, go back home, have a meal.
Yeah.
Other than that, 10 o'clock at night, 2 o'clock in the morning, are you going to be drinking that all morning? Well, come on, we're adults. You can all stay up late, but you pay for it over the next week and a half, maybe.
Especially now, this is an explicit podcast. We know they're all adults.
There's no children listening to this, which is all right.
No,
I don't think they'd be very interested in our wittering on, really, would they?
So I'm in agreement with you. Actually, I think it's that couple of pints or a pint before lunch. It's sitting down and fish and chips by the seaside. We've mentioned that already. It's a Sunday afternoon. It's a Sunday afternoon drink. I think that's the best way I can categorise it. It's not I've got home from a heavy day at work. Let me have a pint to unwind, and while the wife has her baby sham or macassins. It's my Sunday afternoon pint, and I think your description of pop to the pub, have a drink, then come back and have your roast meal seems to fit where I think this fits.
Yeah, I think it's that, it's a very big stereotype of going to the pub at lunchtime on a Sunday while someone else cooks your food. But there are joys to doing it, and it's been a long time since I have.
Yeah,
as I said, because I'm usually the one that does the cooking, so you don't get a chance to nip out. Wish you did. But you never know.
I guess what's also interesting, you mentioned about it being the UK's biggest selling No, low
Non-alcoholic.
alcohol. Non-alcohol. It's 0.5
Low,
though, isn't
well,
it?
0.5. So it's more with 0.5. There's more alcohol in a couple of slices of bread, pretty much.
Okay. That
But you
explains why I
can't
like
call it.
toast.
You can't call it no alcohol.
Right.
And if your reason for drinking alcohol, drinking non-alcoholic beer is religious or there are other reasons for it, then you wouldn't be drinking those at 0.05.
No.
Even though there is a residual amount of alcohol in them. That's all.
Yeah. And it's I guess the low alcohol works because it's again that pop to the pub, cooking dinner, it's that Sunday, it's that walking along. I mean, they almost accidentally won the alcohol-free race because they did it before the brewers realised there was a race. So before Guinness launched their excellent Guinness Zero, and I'm not obsessed with Zero or Peroni or Moretti or any of the others that have done a Zero, they kind of just did it. Same fermentation process, I understand as well.
Yeah. So when Guinness did it, they took so long getting the process right that other people got a march on them. But to be honest, Guinness is still one of the best, if not the best, tasting non-alcoholic beer out there.
It is good.
The only thing that changes from its alcoholic brother, or partner, or sister, whatever it may be, is there is a change in the body of it. And that's the same as the non-alcoholic Ghost Ship. It's incredibly similar, but the body to the beer isn't as good.
We talked about that with Metroland, I think, when we talked about the fact that the body felt slightly lighter, and we wondered whether that was down to the alcohol. I know the other question that we raised, and we said we were going to pick it up, and it wasn't right to pick it up with Milk Stag last week, was about what the definition of craft is. I don't know if you've done any work on craft. I know you have, because I've seen it on your Instagram.
I have. You've seen it on the Instagram. There is only one country in the entire world that has done that. In law, they have a specific definition of craft beer, and that's Italy, and they call it birra artigianale. So, to get that definition, you must be brewing less than 200 hectolitres of beer. You mustn't be part of any. You have to be independent. You can't be part of any conglomerate. So Heineken can't buy you and then still keep the name. Because that's what happened to one. They lost their craft beer status because they were bought out by a larger brewery. And what's the third one? It
has to be pasteurised, I recall, from your Instagram.
Pasteurised or filtered. Can't be pasteurised or filtered.
Yeah.
So those are the three. You must have those three. If you are not any one of those, you cannot call yourself their equivalent of craft beer.
Okay.
In the UK, there is no such definition.
But I think seeing as it's key that we talked about it, and the fact that people just take its craft style, and then we need to make sure we stick that. So if we say that those are our definitions under 200,000 hectolitres, Adnams is currently over 300 something thousand. So it's not pasteurised. So it's pasteurised, not unpasteurised. So but it does pass the independent test. So it's a third craft.
Yeah. So it is an independent brewer. They make too much. They make more than they would because, and the reason that the Italians did it with a certain amount is because it changes your process. Over a certain amount of hectolitres or that you are brewing, your processes change. Okay. And they become much more industrial. So that's what they've come away from. They don't want that industrialization of beer.
Okay.
Obviously, there's a lot of brewers in Italy that are kind of, Moretti, all of those Peroni. Mm-hmm. So all of those brewers are industrial. There was one particular one, and I think I mentioned it on the reel that I did.
Beer tasting 123 on Instagram.
Beer tasting 123 Instagram and TikTok. But they had one brewery that was taken over by AB InBev, and it immediately lost its craft beer status to go.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. And on that dramatic note, we haven't finished on Choose Your Fighter. So we're saying that for drinkability, neck oil sticks there.
Drinkability sticks in.
Actually, to be fair, we're not bothered whether things are craft or not. We're only saying it because I think it's important when we have some things that say, hey, it's craft beer, and we're looking at it's not a craft beer. You sell 500,000 hectolitres and you're made by Budweiser, Anheuser-Busch. No, you're not.
Yeah, you're not.
It's important we pick those things up. So we're saying neck oil maintains its crown.
Does it maintain its crown?
Well, it won 2 out of 3 rounds. That normally means you have.
No, the third one, did it? I don't
Drinkability,
know. Did it?
occasion.
Drinkability, yeah. Occasion, it's more versatile.
There's more occasions you'll drink neck oil than there is.
Yeah, all right. So neck oil wins. Boom.
Again, never mind. And
no, we might find one that will knock it off its perch.
Who knows? We'll be back next Friday. In your podcast channels, remember, download, like, subscribe, and of course, send us your comments to join the community. We'd love to hear from you. His name is Matt.
And he is Elton.
And we are Beer Together. We'll see you really soon.